I had no symptoms at all, but I went for my annual health check, and the doctor noticed that my PSA levels were rising. So, to be on the safe side, he organised a consultation with a urologist. I wasn't really worried at all because, well, I was fit, I was healthy, and I had no problems at all with waterworks or things like that. So I went to the urologist. Joan, of course, wanted to come, and well, I put her off because I wasn't worried. I told her there was no need for her to worry. I went to the urologist, and he did his tests and called me back a couple of weeks later for the results. At that stage, Joan insisted on coming, and well, I was glad she did, because when he told me that I had cancer, well, the shutters came down, and well, I could hear nothing that the urologist was saying to me, and I'm sure it was all very important at the time, but I was just totally self-absorbed and in shock. So luckily Joan could deal with the questions and all the rest of it. And the upshot was that I had to go for surgery, which went quite okay. There was no problem with that. And after a week, I was released from hospital with my catheter and bag, which was attached to my leg. That was uncomfortable and quite painful at times as well. I could move around with it okay, but if I moved suddenly or awkwardly, it would hurt intensely. The top of my penis was very, very irritated by it, and there was a gel for that. Joan applied that, which helped a lot. I also had to inject. Now, I'm not good with needles, never was. So she did that for me as well. So it was good to have her support and help. Eventually, I got used to that, and I began to think, things are looking up, it'll be okay. Until 3 weeks later, I had to go to get the catheter removed. And that was the worst day of my life. To realise that you've absolutely no control at all over your water works, and it just flowed freely. Every time I moved, it leaked. It was like a bath of water emptying continuously with the taps on. There was no way of stopping it. And I was given these big green nappies by the HSE when I was leaving. They took some getting used to. They were quite awkward and bulky and noisy, and they leaked. But I got used to it. I was given some physio and introduced to pelvic floor exercises, which I thought had something to do with pregnant women or something at the time. I didn't think they applied to men. But they were prescribed and I followed them. And as things gradually improved, which they did, the other problem that I had heard about began to manifest itself, that there was no erection function. That was very embarrassing. It was hard to deal with. But by talking to Joan about it and continuing the exercises, well, gradually things began to come back to normal. It was a long journey. I was certainly depressed for a lot of it, but with help and the exercises and Joan's love, I got through it.